Ladies and gentlemen, on the Shred Gaming Sitcom video, it is indeed December the 29th, which means, of course, we are still on the Christmas sales, and there are a couple of good deals, not quite as good as yesterday, at least in my opinion, but not shabby. So we're going to kick things off with Fallout New Vegas, and it is available for 75% off, which means it is $2.49, or you can pick up the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition, of course, does come with tons of DLC, so that may be preferable to you. That is $6.79, so quite an increase in price. So the basic premise behind, of course, Fallout is fairly simple. You are in an open world environment where you are given straight story directives on what you want to do, but at the same time, you can also do tons of things, tons of exploration. So it's a little bit like Skyrim set in a post-apocalyptic world. Now, of course, there's going to be arguments all day long whether Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3 is the better game. However, there is some really cool gameplay aspects, including, of course, the rather infamous nuke in Fallout New Vegas, where you can actually pretty much set off a nuclear weapon. Honestly speaking, I've never really gotten into Fallout New Vegas that much. I've really liked it, but I just can't seem to find myself playing it tons. But I do know it's a high-quality game. There are a couple of bugs, however, for the most part, a lot of them have been fixed. Whether you want to pay the extra for the Ultimate Edition is really up to you. It really comes down to how much time you think you're going to put into the title. If you're thinking, you're not really sure, you just want to kind of blast through the game just to see what it's like, then honestly speaking, you're probably going to be better off with just the base game. If on the other hand, you do want to dedicate some serious time to it and immerse yourself into the world, then you certainly would probably be better off getting the Ultimate version. Next up, we have the Swapper. I haven't actually personally played this, however, it does score fairly well. 66% off, which means it's going to cost you just a little over $5. The basic premise is fairly simple. You are in space, and it is a puzzle platformer. In some ways, anyway. So you're basically supposed to explore the levels, and you can actually clone yourself to switch between them, hence the name the Swapper. It scores fairly well on quite a few review sites, and if you're interested in this type of game, you can certainly do worse. My personal opinion, since I've not played it, is judging from the screenshots of gameplay videos that I've seen and the reviews, it looks good, but obviously I can't have played everything. I'd suggest maybe checking out a couple of videos just to see what you personally think of it. Next up is Mass Effect 2. Definitely one of my favourite games on the sale for today. $4.99, by the way. So the question here is, do you want to pay the $5? Do you want to pay the $7.45 or $7.49, whatever it was, for the Digital Deluxe? Well, firstly, definitely play the original Mass Effect. Don't play Mass Effect 2 without playing 1. Fairly obvious thing. There are some major changes in the inventory system, which, honestly, I kind of preferred Mass Effect 1's inventory system in some respects, but let's look past that for a moment. Which version do you want to get? Well, with the Deluxe Edition, you actually get some extras. You get Zaid, and The Price of Revenge, which is DLC, and a DLC character. You get a couple of other pieces of DLC as well, for example, extra weapons, such as the Incisor sniper rifle and collector's weapons and armor, which is quite nice. Personally, I tend not to use those in the game because I feel they give me a bit too much of an advantage. That's just my personal opinion. But I think it's good simply for Zaid and possibly the Normandy crash site, which is not big, but it's quite a nice addition. I honestly love Mass Effect 2, and I would encourage you to pick it up, but I would recommend not picking it up before picking up number 1. You can collect the whole selection as a bundle, which includes Mass Effect 1 and the Deluxe Edition of number 2, and that's going to cost you $9.99, and that's by far your best bang for buck if you've not played Mass Effect 2. Might and Magic Heroes 6 is next, and this one is going to cost us $7.49 for the basic version, or you can get the complete version for $9.99, and that's 75% off. Honestly, I haven't tried this game out myself, but there is a demo, so rather than using loads of your time on that, it's probably better you just download the demo, see what you think yourself. Next game is Spelunking. This is available for 75% off, which is pretty shiny actually. $3.74 for you, good sir or good lady. So, I haven't personally played this, however, Amata has, and I believe there's some videos of it on the channel if you so want more information. It does score pretty well. The basic premise is that you are going to be playing a platform game, and it's pretty cool because it's pretty much randomly generated. So, there are also pretty much completely destructible environments as well. As I said, I haven't personally tried it myself, however, it does score pretty well. If you're interested in these type of indie platformers and adventure games, then you certainly could be doing a lot worse, and as I said, you maybe want to check out a video or two, but for the price of admission, it's very little anyway. Next one, Euro Truck Simulator 2. This is available for $6.24, 75% off. You can also pick up the gold bundles should you so desire, which is another $2 on top, $8.74. Well, slightly over $2, but who's counting? There is a demo of this available, and honestly speaking, this is one of those games I've never played and never had any interest in. It scores fairly well for what it is. One of these simulators, obviously there are tons of them available right now. Personally, I haven't played it. I have no real interest in playing it, and I try to not review games like that because it's just not really... It just means a completely biased opinion, and that's just no cool. That's just no good when you go into a review biased. So as I said, check out the demo, see what you think. It may be your thing, or just like me, it may be not your thing. However, something that definitely was my thing, and I actually enjoyed a hell of a lot, as well as a couple of other people I know have played it, including Spoonie Kipper on this channel, Dying Light. So this is available for $2.99, which is a ludicrously good price, may I add. 80% off. So what is it? Well, pretty much it is an action 2D platformer, but with survival horror aspects. The basic premise is pretty simple, pretty much done to death. The world has been infected with zombies, and you are one of the few survivors trying to eke out your existence. Maybe that's not rushing you towards the buy button, but it's extremely well executed. Animations are incredibly detailed. It's actually using the Unreal Engine to great detail, showing that the Unreal Engine is incredibly good, actually, even for 2D. Background animation is pretty good. In fact, it's so good that sometimes you feel that you can actually walk into the backgrounds. It's actually kind of weird. I actually really like this game. I have covered it on the channel, so you can check out a video. It's got some puzzle elements towards it, so if you are one of those players that just wants to shoot loads of things, you're probably not going to be super served, but it is a pretty good game, and I would encourage you to check it out. Next one is Risk of Rain. This is available for $6.69. And that is 33% off, or you can pick up a 4-pack, for $20, which is 33% off once again. Honestly, I haven't played this game myself. The basic premise is that it's a roguelike game, and permanent death is a primary feature. So, if you're one of those players that would get really irritated by things such as that, I'd probably recommend to start walking in the other direction pretty sharpishly. As I said, haven't personally played it myself, but maybe you can do a little bit of Googling around and see what you think of the game. It's certainly not a bad game or anything like that. I've just not personally played it. So, as I said, check out a gameplay video or something like that, see if it's your thing, and go from there. Finally, Total War Rome 2. It's currently available for 50% off, which means it is $29.97. I'm sure the fact that it's going cheap has nothing to do with the recently released DLC either. So this one is, of course, a sequel to an extremely well-acclaimed strategy franchise, and the basic premise is that you are, of course, a commander in the Roman Empire, and, well, you want to be conquering some shit. Unfortunately, this game is somewhat hit and miss. Now, there were some huge issues with the AI to begin with. And when I say huge, I'm talking, yeah, Personally didn't play it, but I have done some extensive research because it's one of the bigger games on the sale, so I wanted to check it out for you guys. Now, there are patches, and Sega and the team who have created the game, who are of course Creative Assembly, you know, they've released a series of patches, but the problem is the AI to begin with is, well, let's just say it wasn't working as intended. There were issues where pretty much enemies would go straight towards a flag, a key flag, in a section of the map, and the idea, of course, was to capture that area. Unfortunately, they would be going through your enemy soldiers to do that, and not trying to actually attack the soldiers. They'd just basically be like, la 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 la, I'm sure it's fine, I'm sure the arrows in my back are just, you know, a natural accessory. Now, Sega and, as I said, Creative Assembly have, for the most part, fixed a lot of these issues. Unfortunately, it has done a lot of damage to the game, and honestly, as someone who's not played it extensively, I can't tell you the list of stuff and just what the state of the game is right now. I'd probably recommend you do a little bit of checking around, particularly if you are of the mindset that you just want to jump in and enjoy it and don't want a hassle-free experience, because I actually saw issues where, for example, the boats, well, I wasn't aware the boats could work on sand, apparently. I was wrong about that. But I know it sounds like I'm going a bit overboard with this, with the criticism, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how bad the game was unpatched. And it's not just me that's pointed this out, there are others. I'm not saying it's completely broken. They have released patches that have fixed a lot of this. They've fixed a lot of the graphical glitches, they've fixed a lot of the AI issues, but there still are some left. Right, so I just want to make you guys aware of that before you plonk down your money. Personally, I would do a little bit of research, you know, spend 20 minutes just Googling around, seeing what the patches have fixed, checking your own opinion, whether it's something you would deal with. From what I understand, a lot of it has been fixed, but there are still a few bugs left. However, obviously now they're releasing DLC and stuff, it's showing that the game is to at least a reasonable state. So, before we end this, I'm just going to give you guys a quick guided tour of the flash sales. This is going to be super duper fast. Ready? Okay, go. Try to complete story. Buy it. It is $2. It is ludicrously priced. It is an amazing storyline, and it will keep you going for a while. It's also up to 3 players co-op, and you can even do that on the same system, which is just super duper fun. Sniper 2. Oh, by the way, I've covered trying on a first impressions video. Sniper 2. It's okay, you know, it doesn't do anything super unique. It's standard military shooter, but with a heavy emphasis of sniping on third-person view. It's pretty good. If you're interested in just a quick storyline campaign, you can certainly do worse. Once again, covered it on the channel. Prototype 2. I didn't personally like it that much. I didn't really like Prototype 1 as much as Infamous, but Prototype 2, in my opinion, just felt worse. The storyline felt a little bit weaker. Once again, it's not a terrible game. If you're just looking for a quick blast, superhero type of power-up, kill everything, then you could certainly be doing worse. If you're looking for a deep, immersive storyline, then I suggest you carry on down the road a little bit further. Anyway, I think that's just about it for this particular set of videos. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.